Hello and welcome to Nat1 Presents, the podcast. Hey, Nate.
How's it going, Nate? Hey, Chris.
Oh,
Hey, how's it
Chris.
going, Nate and other Nate?
Hey,
Chris, Nate.
Hey.
For those of you at home, we actually have 3 microphones now. We're kind of a big deal here at Nat1 Presents.
I'd like to thank our patrons for making that possible. You presented the funds to afford us a third mic, so thank you. This could be better. Could not. I don't know. But you paid for it.
Right? So thank you. That $1 a month slowly built up over time to allow us to buy equipment. So thank you.
That's right. Now, if you'd like our next upgrade to be more than 6 months from now, go ahead and upgrade that tier. Or if you're not a patron, go ahead and join. That way we can afford something before I turn into the mid-30s.
Right? Something nice like dental.
We need benefits. That one doesn't pay well at all. In fact, it doesn't pay.
At all.
Money pit.
Right.
Huge money.
We had to take out a credit card for this microphone.
Together. Like we had to co-sign the 3 of us.
Credit's not that good right now.
What's going on in your world, Nate? What's happening?
Just working, Nat1 stuff. What day? We're going Friday? Friday. We're going to go see the Mortal Kombat movie in theaters.
In a theater. I have
Actual
not been,
theater.
It has been more than a year and a half for me since I've been in movie theaters because I went to basic training right before COVID happened. So I didn't see the whole 3 months even before COVID. So it's been a year and a half. When's the last time you guys were at a movie theater?
I can't even remember because I have a very small child and no babysitter. And I do not want to be that guy who brings in the baby.
That is the word. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome, everybody.
I get it. I get it. It's hard to be a parent and sometimes you just have to bring the kids with you, but find a different activity. Right. Because that's it's not fun for you. And then it's also not fun for everyone.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's just that's not the ideal activity. There's definitely bring kids to restaurants. We can make that work. Bring kids to a movie where everyone's supposed to be silent. Ugh.
Yeah, not happening.
Ugh.
We did get away with it one time because I think it was Minions movie or something like that where all the little kids were there. So it's oh, sweet.
Sure.
Nobody's enjoying this fucking movie. You know?
Your older one, I could definitely see being well behaved, but your younger one is probably
he's
not
reckless
movie material.
Right. He's you see that chair? I'm gonna fucking jump off that chair. I'm why? He's because I can. And then there he goes. He breaks a leg.
What about you, Chris? When's the last time you were at a movie?
It was actually pretty close to before COVID started and lockdown started happening. Don't remember what I saw. Remember I bought a cup for the movie theater and huge waste of money. And it just couldn't go back. It's that sucks.
And if you guys know Chris, he's a very frugal person. So he probably thought about at least 30 days whether or not to buy the loyalty cup. And so
you know what? I'm just gonna pull the trigger.
I'm gonna spring for it. Awesome. Should movie theaters come back? How you guys feeling about now? It's even the movie we're gonna go see Friday, it technically will come out on HBO Max, right? So we could just rent that, which is more convenient. Should theaters come back? Should we just keep getting them on streaming services?
I want the theaters come back. I want everything to come back. I'm not I had the corona. It's whatever, but I want everything to come back. I want to just be normal again. I think is that too much to ask for at this point?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. You're right. I mean, it would help out a lot if people just bump up their subscription on our Patreon and help support Nat1. But it is what
so
it
we can
is.
go to the movies.
Help stimulate the economy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Chris, hot take. Movies, should they come back to theaters?
I think it's a unique experience to go to a movie theater as opposed to seeing it at home. So it has a place, though I don't think it needs to come back as big as it was before. I think having it come out on streaming services, a lot more convenient, especially if you're tight on time.
Yeah, and I know this will probably be unpopular opinion, but if it's a couple dollars to pay for it on a streaming service, because I get that, okay, I'm choosing to watch it at home because it's more convenient,
right.
So I'll pay, and it's cheaper than bringing my whole family $10 a pop per person or whatever. So paying $15 to just have it on my streaming service, I might be willing to do that. I know not everybody's in that same position, but so I'm down for this optional service you can do, so that families like you can see it when it comes out, but don't have to make everyone miserable while being there. That's my
Just make each other miserable.
But I still think about things that people should experience, cutting a hole in the bottom of the popcorn thing and you know what I'm talking about, Nate?
Everyone should
experience that. And now these kids these days aren't going to even know what I'm talking about. Stick your dick in some popcorn. That's weird. Be
yeah, now they're just literally going to report you for
right.
being, super creepy. When that was your rite of passage to go into
right.
movies.
That was go-to move.
Especially if you're watching
I
a
did not
movie
do
at
that.
home and you do that, and it's just your family that's
Yeah,
around. It's
that's
gonna be real
really
weird,
weird.
real awkward.
In like the hot bag of oil popcorn that you cooked in the microwave.
Yeah.
Have you ever made popcorn on like the stovetop?
On
My
the
grandparents
stove.
used to do it, and it was bomb.
No, I haven't.
It was this like vintage experience. Like I was
Right.
like, wow, you guys are so cool making popcorn. Like who does that?
Was the one with like the foil that like domed up? As
No,
it
they just
cooked?
put the kernels in some oil and threw a
Whoa.
fucking thing over it. Yeah,
That's
burned the shit
hardcore.
out of their hands. Like,
Right.
yeah,
But delicious.
delish.
Taste the sweat in this popcorn. You don't even have to add salt.
Oh man. All right. What are we doing today, Nate?
I think we're gonna do Nosferatu, a variation of our D hunters, or a continuation of their journey, if you will, out here hunting D. And then we did bring Chris in today to help us with the Nosferatu story. And Chris, if you want to give us a little back take on what's going on, like what are the hunters doing now? What are they walking into?
All right, so I kind of figured I did no prep for this really. I
Mhm.
kind of just read the synopsis of the movie. And
Welcome to Nat1 Presents.
That's Nat
Yep.
1.
Yep. So I figured what's gonna happen is Dracula's castle didn't go the best.
Yeah.
Probably tried to get out of there pretty quick. Stole his handicap wagon.
right. Right. It's all
Uh-huh.
coming back to me now.
Yeah. Tried to flee because kind of committed a hate crime more than anything
Yep.
else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured fleeing from Transylvania or wherever it is, and wagon broke down not too far away. Turns out both massive idiots don't really know how to use a wagon.
Right.
And ended up on a boat and just kind of sailing downriver, seeing where you can get to.
I like it. That's a good starting point.
On a boat.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Belmont, where did our horses go?
Now, when you say a horse, do you mean the very elongated cows that pulled the cart?
Oh, please tell me you didn't skin them for leather. or
Of
whatever.
course not. I threw them overboard.
Wait, what?
Yes, they were taking up a lot of my grains that I use for certain things, and then they were pooping all over the place. So I was like, let's get rid of these things while we can and just gently nudge them into the sea.
Belmont, Van Helsing, as soon as we get to land, we're gonna need those horses. We're gonna have to walk everywhere again. Do you remember what it was like to walk to Dracula's castles? About 300 meters.
Yes, I do. You should see my calves. Look at them. They're ripped.
Ooh. those are pretty big calves. But listen, okay, but at least the wagon. We have the wagon. We can commission some animals. As soon as land.
We have pieces of the wagon.
What do you mean, pieces?
Well, a man came up to me and said, "Hey, would you like some whiskey?" And I was like, "I sure would. How about a wheel off my wagon for a trade?" And
You just went straight to a wheel of a wagon? You didn't offer him money or anything else? The grain, perhaps?
well, I guess hindsight is always 20/20, isn't it, Belmont, my boy?
So which parts? The wheel? You got rid of the wheel? A wheel or wheels?
Let's say all I have left is the little steering mechanism that you're supposed to attach the elongated cows to.
I just imagine it's like the bottom part of like a wagon on like cinder blocks, and then like the steering wheel, like
Yes, that's all that's left.
or the reins, I guess.
Can we work with that?
Well, yes, of course. So we always figure a way out, Van Helsing, and I'm sure we will again.
I agree 100%. I heard up ahead there's another port we're going to stop off at, and there's a very charming little welcoming town there. I'm sure we can get supplies there if we need to.
Yes. I've not heard a lot about this town. What have you heard about this charming little port we're going to?
Just exactly what I just said. That's all I've heard.
All right, well, excellent. Well,
They actually have a little pamphlet that I found. It was underneath some tattered, bloody clothes, and I just cast those aside. And there's a nice little pamphlet. I'll show it to you. Here you go. Look at this.
whose tattered bloody clothes were they?
I have no idea. They were just on the.
What kind of boat are we on right now?
I have no idea, my boy. I was just, you see bloody clothes here and there and everywhere. What was I supposed to do about it?
So you guys look around. Hey, you're the only two people on the boat. No one's captaining the boat. It's kind of drifting down the river.
What kind of boat is this?
It's just a little one. It's more of a raft, more
So
than a
then-
boat.
So how did we push horses off of a raft?
Pretty easily, probably. There's no walls.
They have very knobbly knees, and I just kind of karate chop behind their kneecap a little bit, and they buckled, and then I gave them a nudge.
And so we're on this raft, and there was bloody clothes and a pamphlet for a town on this random raft.
All
that
of
we
this
saw.
stuff on this raft.
Excellent. Well,
It's a large raft.
This port town cannot come fast enough. So let's here, grab a piece of our old wagon and try to help paddle us over to the.
You
port.
got it, my boy. Oh, a splinter. Oh, it looks like you're going to be paddling on your own while I deal with my mortal wound here, my boy.
All right. I want to be off this boat, so we're just gonna say that Belmont single-handedly paddles the entire raft all over.
So yeah, you keep going down the river, and eventually off to your left, there is a dock that you see. Another boat, an actual boat this time. That's actually parked on the opposite side of the dock, so you guys can pull up to it.
Oh, we're here already? I was just getting ready to help you row the boat.
Van Helsing, you're a piece of shit. I hope you know that. I'm gonna like look up. I'm guessing it's like kind of high. They're on like a higher plane, right? That other boat. Yeah. They're not like a raft. So I'm like, ahoy there! Is anyone over there?
No answer at all.
Where the fuck is everybody on these boats? You're just leaving boats around? How do you irresponsible?
I agree 100%. Apparently, it's very easy just to fall off a boat. Ask the elongated cows.
You know, it would have been nice if we stole this boat instead of the raft that I had to manually paddle us through the entire way.
Well, hindsight is always 20/20 with you, Belmont, my boy. And we got a great deal on this.
Okay. Belmont's gonna get off the boat and he'd like to inspect the other boat.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to roll for it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be an 8.
Hey. So you look around and you notice something that's a little weird. The board that's usually up onto the top deck of the other boat has been pulled back, and it seems like everything is just dead silent on the other boat. Looking around at the dock, you can see above it says Weisborg.
Van Helsing, this is a very quiet port. Usually ports are bustling and there's lots of trade and sailors looking for jobs. Like, why do you think it's so quiet here?
Well, the first thing it says on my pamphlet is this town loves peace and quiet, so I'm sure it has something to do with that.
It's a very informative pamphlet.
Yes,
What
it's
else
like they
does
covered everything.
What
in
else?
this.
What else does your pamphlet say?
It kind of fills in as you go, I think.
Like, welcome to Washburg or whatever.
Peace and quiet. We hate elongated cows. Don't bring any here.
Let me see that pamphlet. Is it just like did he just like scribble on a piece of paper a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff?
it looks like it's just covered in crayons.
Wait, there's one more note here at the bottom, my boy. Type O negative blood is welcomed. I have no idea what that means. It just came over me to read that to you just now.
You are the most gullible monster hunter I've ever worked with.
That's not entirely true. Remember Jerry? He was far more gullible. Probably why he's dead now. Not everybody has steel reserve and defenses up like I do.
Yeah, so that's what we'll call it. Well,
Okay, I need both of you to roll perception.
oh, 20. Not 20.
Where the fuck is a D20 around? All right. That's a 15.
Okay, so both of you hear a lot of like scurrying and like scratching sounds coming from the parked boat, and you also hear it coming from like what you assume is further into town.
Van Helsing, do you hear that?
Yes, it sounds like scratching and scurrying, a lot like my third wife. Constantly menacing around.
I didn't know you were married once, let alone 3 times.
Oh, yeah, 17 times I've been married, and all 17
Wow.
of them met to an untimely death, mostly because I'm a fabulous monster hunter and they just got in the line of fire.
Oh, I thought it was the gift that killed him.
No, it could have been that as well. Let's say half and half between the gift and Operation Human Shield.
Well, I'm not nervous. Like, here, hop on my shoulders and look and see if you can like peer into that boat and see what's scurrying around. It's very that didn't sound like rats to me.
Okay, let's check it out.
You strength, you dexterity.
18?
13.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You can see over.
What do I see with
So-
my eagle eye?
So you look over and you see lots of rats.
Mm-hmm.
You see lots of bones.
Mm-hmm.
See more of those bloody clothes that you found before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Belmont, my boy, there's nothing up here but rats. Just rats. Nothing to be alarmed about. I know you're a little bit jumpy. Just rats.
Like a lot of rats?
I think this ship is manned by rats. In fact, I see one now scurrying across
Get
with
off
a
my
little
shoulders.
pirate hat.
Get off my shoulders. I'm done with your entertaining stories. We're just going to go into town and we're just going to figure out what we need and where the fuck we are.
He had a cutlass and everything.
All right, so I'd like to start walking down the pier. I'm just going to leave our raft with parts of wagons just unsecured. I don't really think there's any value in it anymore.
So as you start walking into town, there are two buildings that are immediately at the end of the docks. One of them seems like the dockmaster works there or lives there.
Okay.
There is a light on inside. Further on into town, from as far as you can see, doesn't seem to be a big town. Seems like it's mostly just a port town. But there are a few like structures that look more like houses.
Okay.
Belmont, my boy, I think we should stop at this first building here. The sign's a little worn. I believe it says Cockmaster. Let's go and talk with him. He's got to know something about a D.
Yeah, it says Dockmaster.
Yes, I got seawater in my eyes or something.
Your eagle eyes, yes. Yes, well, I mean, on one hand, we should talk to the dockmaster, but on the other hand, they might try to charge us for docking, and that's something I don't want to pay for, especially given there's literally nothing of value left.
Right, what are we docking? A piece of wood that is now floating away?
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Then we just showed up.
All right, yeah, let's inquire. But then maybe we can find out. He could make some recommendations for where to lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a good place. This might be a good place to hide from Dracula's minions.
Oh, yes, good point. I'm sure they're very upset with us after we pushed them down those stairs like that.
You had to just go. You just had to go rogue and push a handicapped person down the stairs. I was ready to forgive him.
Well, to be completely fair, he probably only felt it on the upper half of his body. I'm sure he's not like, my shin hurts, you know?
True, you make valid points.
Thank you. Now let's knock on this door and see who's inside. Hello? Is anyone in there?
No one answers the door.
Who answers? Nobody?
No one does.
Oh.
Like, do we see what they look like? Do they open the door?
No, doesn't answer, or it doesn't open the door at all.
So they don't answer the door. They just stand on the other side.
Yeah.
Do they breathe heavily?
I hear you behind there menacing.
Sweet you.
Kind of see a shadow shift.
You should probably go see a doctor about that asthma.
Bane, is that you in there?
Yeah, you hear someone on the other side of the door, but they don't necessarily answer you.
It could be a monster, my boy. I think we should proceed with caution. And when I say we, I mean you, and I will stand guard out front.
Okay. Well, make noise if you are under duress. Well, I'm just gonna kick down the door.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll for it.
Guidance.
It's an 8 plus. I don't know why Van Helsing has guidance, but it's an 8 plus 2, so it's a 10.
All right. Yeah, you go to kick the door, and it doesn't budge, but you do hurt your leg pretty bad.
Badly? Belmont is the one more in shape than Van Helsing. He's like the actual conditioned monster owner.
That's the part that makes it worse.
All right.
If you're a little more flabby, it probably wouldn't have hurt as much.
Van Helsing, I might need someone of your weight to,
Very well. I understand exactly what you say. I'm going to grab Belmont's leg and try to shove it towards the door and use his leg to open the door like a battering ram.
What? That's not what I meant.
Trust me, my boy. I learned this from an old Indian woman back in Nantucket. And she told me if you use your friend's leg as a battering ram, it'll work 97% of the time.
Okay, roll for it. Give me a percentile.
Percentile?
Yeah.
So, an 8?
That's an 8.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes!
So yeah, that works well enough. Hurts your leg real bad.
I told you, my boy, it'd work.
But yeah, you managed to bash the door in.
All right, pervert, come out. Stop creeping about.
Okay. As you're yelling into the now open room, just a swarm of rats just kind of pour out from inside.
Oh my god, disgusting. This place is gross. Is everyone infested by rats?
Filled with pirates, this place. Rat pirates.
Rat pirates.
They're the ones on the boat. They obviously run this whole town. It's obviously a town of rats. Haven't you
my
read
God.
that new book that just came out, Gulliver's Travels? With the small people, but this one's with rats.
Pervert, are you there, pervert?
Pervert! Are you in here fiddling these rats, you wretched pervert?
Investigation.
It's like a tiny shack, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not. It's a 4 for me.
I got an 8.
Okay. Guidance.
I'm just looking at the ceiling. Where are you, pervert?
So you guys go in and you kind of like poke around, but you don't really see where anyone could be like hiding or anything.
So there's just no one there, as far as it appears.
No, it doesn't seem like there's any person there. You do find the logbook though for who has come in and who has come out. This is a like trading town, so they keep like a pretty good log of that.
And I would like to inspect and see most recent check-ins.
So looking through, you
and the
see
date that the last person checked.
Yeah, so you're looking through and you see that the last ship that came in was like private ship, somebody commissioned, chartered. Someone chartered a ship that was coming from, oddly enough, where you were coming from up the river in like Transylvania and that kind of area. It was a private ship. Only one person, only one piece of luggage. Name on it was Orlok. That was it.
That's very interesting, my boy. I thought for sure it would say Captain Nibbles on it, due to the fact that they're all rats, and I'm sure they all have cute, adorable names.
Good Lord, you should write children's books with that imagination.
I should. Now that we're here and you looked at that book, I think I'm going to do an interrogation, and I'm going to pull out my dagger and just try to get a rat in a corner and be like, tell me where your pervert friend is, hiding in this shack.
Roll me a dex save.
That's a 17.
Okay. Yeah, the rat lunges at you and tries to bite you, but you manage to get out of the way of it.
Good God!
How many times do I have to tell you, Van Helsing, don't touch the wildlife? Rats are wildlife.
What?
Animals are wildlife.
I thought
The wild is wildlife.
He was a trained professional. He's obviously a sailor, and I thought he had manners, but he's
a
terrible.
rat. He's just one of many rats. They're not even people. They're just ignore them.
Well,
they're just vermin.
That's the most
Disgusting.
racist thing you've ever said.
A beast. We are monster hunters.
That's
okay?
true.
We have to disconnect ourselves from the dark, grossest creatures scurrying this world.
All right.
Whether they're vampires or rats, or both in a very unlikely combination.
Ooh, vampire rats?
Oh God, no!
That sounds terrifying. Well, handy-capable vampire rats in little mouse wheelchairs. That's the most horrific vision you've ever put in my mind, Belmont, my boy. I couldn't even imagine something like that. Him nibbling on a little piece of cheese while wheeling towards me in the shadows. Just squeak, squeak, and then he's also making a squeak, squeak. It's terrible.
Are you done?
Yes, sorry. Shall we push forward?
Yes. I mean, but I was like, I guess we're in luck. If this is maybe in an abandoned town, maybe there was some kind of tragedy or some kind of plague, perhaps with all these rats. I don't know, but we should take it easy. But potentially, we could just take whatever we want from this town.
And
we
be
could.
kings.
And be kings, but subtle kings, because we don't want Drac and his. Well, Dracula we're not worried about clearly, but his his generals, they're very upset. Word on the street is that everyone is hunting us now.
Right.
We, the D hunters, are being hunted.
I agree 100%. Let's press forward and see what this town really has to offer, since we can't find that pervert lingering in here with all these...
How did we get to the conclusion that he was a pervert?
'Cause he's
a heavy breathing.
Yeah, breathing heavily behind the door. Like, who else does that?
Yeah, that
unless
is
you're a pervert.
That's weird. We'll go
Yeah.
with pervert. That's fine. Yeah.
So as you come out and you go further into town, give me perception, both of you.
Nat 20.
7.
Okay, so Belmont doesn't notice, but Van Helsing notices. It fucking reeks. This smells like a lot of stuff has like died around here. So as you press further, that smell starts to get worse and worse. You get further into town, the buildings look more well structured now. They seem to be made out of stone this time. They are actual houses and not actually just shacks. You notice there are lights on. You see figures moving back and forth across it. Vaguely human. Can't really tell. Yeah, and there's like 6 or 7 houses.
Belmont, my boy, are your sinuses acting up? Because I think after that raft ride, you need to take a shower a little bit. You're starting to really waft into my senses here.
But you're probably not wrong. I could use a bath. Maybe we stop at one of these houses. Maybe they have a wash, a basin. I could, soak in a little bit. Who wouldn't mind a good soak?
Yeah,
honestly.
it's starting to reek just a little
Well,
bit.
you don't smell that good either, Van Helsing. Like maybe if I didn't have to paddle us the entire way here, I wouldn't smell so bad. Or
It's
be
not
so
entirely my
perspirated.
fault that I get the meat sweats and then it starts reeking throughout the town. Okay, I'll take a bath whenever we find an acceptable place. Let's just go do a B&E and break into one of these places and use their facilities. And I'm sure they won't mind. They're probably all just rats anyways.
Okay, but remember, let's try to start well with the natives. I'm getting some weird vibe, and I don't know. I could all be zombies or I don't some garbage. I'm not used to a town where the dock master always tries to screw you over
Yes.
and rip you off to dock your thing. So there's no way something's not fishy going on here. So just play it cool, okay? Follow my lead.
You got it, my boy. I will follow your lead.
I'm gonna go up to first house
Hey,
nearby.
there's one house that looks significantly bigger than the rest of them, and the rest of them are all like equally shitty.
I want to try one of the equally shitty houses first, though, because I want to take a bath.
Or is
And I
there
don't
like
want to take
a-
a bath at the nice person's house because I might
Mhm.
want to impress them. You know?
Mhm.
Or is there like a sign for an inn or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
No.
Nothing like that.
I mean, not like we're gonna pay them anyway.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not.
no.
It's not Van Helsing's
We don't
MO.
have money. Patrons.
Hey, so go up and knock at the door. Try to kick in the door with your good leg.
I
or
just
your
want to
bad leg.
knock or even just use the handle. I didn't try that last time, but that.
Okay. Yeah. So you go up and you try the handle and locked.
Yeah. So then I'll knock and be like, "Hello, good, ma'am, madam, sir. Just two friendly adventurers here to maybe help you with your problems, and also in need of maybe a bath."
Extremely friendly out here.
Yeah. So you hear some like shuffling behind the door, and you hear someone from the other side ask like, "What are you doing? Why are you outside? What are you doing out? Supposed to stay inside for your safety."
Oh, we're not from here. What are we supposed to be inside from?
The rats. Plague is spreading across this town.
Oh yes. That would explain. Van Helsing. We did see a lot of like I was kidding about the plague, but there's an actual plague.
Yeah.
Like,
Of course there is.
is it airborne or like? Oh my god.
Through the
I have-
water.
Are there spots? You are looking a little off color.
Am I? Oh my god.
Or is that the meat? That's actually.
It could be the sweats.
Both of you roll dexterity.
16.
14.
More rats, but you both managed to get out of the way of it. Being very loud in front of like someone's house.
Please listen. We don't want to get the plague. We're still healthy as of now. We just got here. Please, I need a bath. We have money to pay, and he like winks at Van Helsing.
My pockets are so heavy with all this money.
Please help us. We need to unload some of this money so our pockets are lighter.
It's a burden on my hips.
His wide childbearing hips.
I can't open the door for you.
Well, why not? We won't let the rats in, I promise.
I don't believe you. The rats everywhere. They got into the dogmaster's house and they ate him alive.
I'm gonna like lean over to Van Helsing and be like, break into this guy's house. Go in the back door. I'm gonna keep talking to this idiot, and you just break in.
You're always asking me to go in the back door. You never take the back door. Fine, I'll go around back to the back door.
I can hear you, you know.
No, you didn't. That was a rat talking. The rat's trying to break into your house.
That
I'm
was
not-
the rat. Did you know you have a rat pirate problem here?
Yeah, there's a terrible problem out. There's an infestation.
We're terminators,
Yeah.
of the bistro kind.
Exterminators.
Exterminators. Yes.
We can help with your rat problem. I'm gonna chase this one around the back door. No cause for concern or anything. La 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 la. Just gonna kill a rat.
So how long
As-
has this plague been in effect?
As you guys are arguing, you hear just a big slam. That sounds like it's coming from the opposite side of the house.
Okay. As Belmont, I'd like to do some like acrobatics to like try to like jump up on a ledge and like break into their windows.
Yeah, roll acrobatics.
You can do it, my boy. Guidance.
It's an 11.
All right, so you try and scale up, and you try to go through one of the windows. Can't seem to quite get your footing, so you start to go up, but there's not really anywhere that you can really grab onto. It seems like they've taken precautions because turns out small rats can also climb things. So
I'm weak because if you're watching this from inside, like an asshole, we haven't eaten in a few days. I've been stuck on a raft with an idiot, and I'm tired. Normally I'm more fit and I could parkour a little bit better than this. But
He's usually far more nimble.
aren't you in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
I heard you stumble from back
Are
here.
you having better luck? Because I'm not able to do anything.
Hold on, I'm about to kick down their door. I'm gonna try to kick down their back door.
Okay, roll for it.
That's a 9.
It's just a guidance. No, we're not even there.
So you go to kick down the door. It turns out that big slam you heard was them putting the bar across the back door.
Belmont, my boy, it seems they've thought of almost everything to keep us out.
You're right. Fuck this house. We'll go check out one of the other houses. But before I do, go ahead.
No, it's like, before we leave, should we throw a Molotov cocktail?
You read my mind. Van Helsing.
Let's burn this bitch to the ground. No hospitality, we'll show you.
No service, no place to live.
The nerve of some... There's rats out here, and you're not even going to let us inside?
How did you see how you like knocking on people's doors?
That's the least we could do is burn down your house.
Do we have anything from Molotov cocktails?
No.
What about that whiskey you got from the...
I drank it. The only thing we have are the cloth that on my body, but maybe my meat sweats has enough alcohol in it might be able to ignite.
Can we at least throw a rock through their window or something?
Ooh, what if we poop in a bag and then light that on fire?
Again, where's the fire coming from?
Ooh, that I don't know.
I'm at it. I'm over it. Let's go.
All right, let's go. New house.
All right. I'd like to investigate the least fortified looking home.
Roll investigation for it.
Big old house. Like, welcome, friends. Guidance.
It's a 7.
I'd say that's good enough to like figure out which one isn't very fortified. It's the one that doesn't have a fence at all.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'd like to go to the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go up to that house. Front door's open.
Oh.
I'd say that's very welcoming.
Hello, sir, madam. Are you in distress? Your door is unlocked in this very assholish town where people seem to, keep everybody out.
Extremely rude people here.
Very rude people. Anyone there? Hello.
So you look inside. Both of you give me investigation.
Better not be any rats in here.
An 11.
10.
Hey, yeah, that's good enough for both of you. So you look in the back. You don't really see any person like in the flesh, but you see like a big long shadow kind of across the back. And it looks really strange. It's like a big head. Ears look kind of pointy. Both of you kind of think it looks a little bit like a vampire, but it looks real fucking weird because it also looks like it has buck teeth.
Calm yourself, Van Helsing. I think something is afoot here.
I think he's just a friendly local, Like, you've seen those locals where they're kind of like, huh?
That's
yeah, he's probably in the back there making moonshine and stuff and playing the banjo
in the
and spoons.
shadows. Also, I mean, there goes our cover. We've just immediately just started talking when I tried to.
Well, isn't that how we
suddenly-
always do things? There's
No,
always
that's how
people
you
standing
always do
around
things.
and we just start talking.
I am a world-renowned monster hunter who sneaks like subtly and stealthily into situations and diffuses the problem before it ever happens.
I haven't seen you stealth one time the entire time we've been together as D hunters.
Stealth. I rolled stealth. The 4, and it's not great because I'm yelling and I'm angry.
I can see you clear as day.
Sir, ma'am, who are you? Show yourself.
Both of you roll perception.
18.
19.
Hey, neither good enough.
What? Okay.
So neither of you notice, but now that figure not against the back wall anymore. Turns out you're arguing very loud. Turns out right behind you now, standing in the doorway with you.
But we didn't notice.
Now you didn't notice him like sneak up behind you.
Okay, but do we
Just-
notice he's behind us now?
You just kind of feel the long fingers just kind of come over both of your shoulders.
Oh, that feels nice. Very
Van
welcoming.
Helsing, is that your hand? Or are you just happy to see me?
No, my hand is like 3 times smaller than just the fingers alone on this thing touching my shoulder, right? Oh, hello, good sir.
Oh.
Is this your residence? What's he look like? Like to describe to the
Like I said before, he's like very tall, got like a really big bulbousy head, completely bald. He's got like really long fingers. It's real strange.
Okay. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yes, like, unhand us 1 and 2. Who are you?
Hey, hey, hey! I'm Nosferatu, y'all. Welcome to my house. Please come on inside and let me massage your shoulders just a little bit there. And then, like, I think his fingers, like, kind of like fish hook you a little bit, like swoop on it. Oh, yeah. Nice and moist, like. Ooh, we can gonna be best friends.
Where I come from, we don't make physical contact. Van Helsing, take a step away, Van Helsing. Don't. I know you like new people and you like new things, but don't say hello. Thank you for welcoming us into the house. Firstly.
Yes, please make yourself comfortable. It turns out there's some kind of rat problem or something out there. I wouldn't know. They don't bother me at all.
Wow, I'm very lucky because everybody else seemed petrified of these rats. So we couldn't even be let in any other house.
Oh, not me, child. I always just sit here and play my harp, and they don't seem to bother us at all.
Those like long, fucking gross fingers, or.
And then, like, you see like a little bit of your slobber still dripping off his finger a little bit. Like, child.
Licked off every time he hits one of the strings.
Belmont, my boy. Something isn't quite right about this fellow.
Yes, I don't know either, but he's the only one to welcome us in, and Lord knows we need baths and food too. Sir, did we get your name? Sir, what's your name?
Nosferatu, child.
Oh, right.
Easy to remember. I know it. Nosferatu.
Right. Well, do you have any food? We're so sorry to ask you this, but we've had a long, arduous journey. We're so tired. We need some food, maybe to strip down and take a bath, and then just a place to rest.
Let me go check the pantry, and I'll see what I can get. And then I just picture him like kind of walking into like the entryway a little bit of like, and then like turning back and looking at us and like rubbing his hand on the side of the wall, like, yes, don't you two skedaddle on me now. It's been a while since I had friends, child. And then I don't know what he's gonna bring. Belmont, my boy, this man is
awesome.
No,
I like him. This is the first nice person we've ever met, and I get zero weird vibes. You know.
There's something about him I just don't trust. Some smell in the air. Maybe you didn't smell that smell, but I smelled that smell.
Yeah, it's the rats. It's not him. He says they don't have rat problems here. This is the one house with no rat problems.
Isn't that odd?
Listen, you're not the logical one, right? Like, you were just trying to tell me a story about how there were rat pirates infesting.
He had a cutlass.
So leave the logical decisions to me, right? I think this is a perfectly safe scenario with just maybe an odd slight. Yeah, so what? He has long, elongated, odd fingers with little slits on the ends and that produce liquid and whatnot. But beside that, he seems like a nice guy.
I'm going to be frank with you, Belmont, my boy. His fingers look like penises.
Yeah, you didn't have to say it, but that's, yeah.
And it's creeping me out, especially how the tip of it was just going in your mouth like that and you were letting it happen.
No, I didn't let it happen. I pushed it away.
And how can he play the harp so majestically with penis fingers? It doesn't make any sense.
I like to imagine that, like, we look over, like, through the door. Like, we bend over for like, to the side to, like, look through the doorway, and he's, like, kneading, like, with his long fingers, like, dough. I'm just like, well, he's very skilled with those fingers. I mean, when life gives you long fingers, you make whatever the fuck he's making. I don't know.
I hope y'all like pumpernickel bread, child. Just gonna knead it up real fast and throw it in the oven real quick, like, it's gonna get toasty in this kitchen if you fellas wish to join me.
Fantastic. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I love pumpernickel bread. It's my absolute favorite.
That's not what I was thinking at all. I was thinking, let's get the fuck out of here and just deal with the rats instead of this guy. Is it even a guy? Look at him. Look at that head. It looks like he's been dropped on his head several times as a child.
Vanessa, I see what's going on here. You grew up very sheltered, okay? In the adult world, it's not talked about a lot, but sometimes man likes man, beast likes beasts, and a man sometimes even like beasts, and that's very weird. But listen, like when you're a monster hunter, you learn that life and death, it's all in the palm of your greasy hands, and you don't have to judge somebody just because he probably does very odd things with those very odd fingers. Doesn't mean he's not a good person. Doesn't mean he can't make a delicious pumpernickel bread.
Hey y'all, while it's in the oven, I hope you don't mind a mint julep. He's like muddling the mint down the bottom of the glass. That's a family secret right there, child. You gotta really mash up that mint down in there before you add the julep.
See if I know, name one physical, not his like personality, but name one physical trait that is alarming that should make us be concerned.
His extremely large ears, his buck vampire-esque teeth, his pale skin, his head that is just deformed, and
Yes, but see, that's the point. Like, we learned with Dracula that not everybody's what they seem, you know? Like, does he look like a great value, like, discount Dollar Tree version of a vampire? Sure. Does, did we really not run into anybody in this town until it became nightfall? Sure. Are these rats suspiciously not attracted to the only human life force around here? Okay, you're making a lot of sense here. But mint julep, when's the last time you had a mint julep, Van Helsing?
and pumpernickel bread.
Yes. Let's give it one night. Let's give it one night.
Hey y'all, I thought we could play some cribbage later too. He's like with a deck of cards. Yeah. I'm kind of a card shark in my heyday, child. Ooh, bread's almost done. I got one of them real quick ovens. If you would just follow me into the kitchen. I don't think we should follow him.
I'm gonna roll persuasion to try to convince Van Helsing to just like for once, just one night in my life, I'd like to just have a relaxing night. We play cribbage and we have mint juleps, instead of eating off the side of the road or having sex with dying harpies and then stealing their possessions to get by.
I see your point.
How
well do I
The
see it?
persuasion is 8.
But I still think we should get the fuck out of here. Do not want that mint julep made with that finger. He could have used a spoon or something to crush up the mint. Family recipe. I'd rather eat my dinner off of the dirt outside with the pirate
then why
rats.
don't you do that? I'll stay here with Mr. Nosferatu, and you can go eat dirt. And then we'll meet up in the morning, and we'll go on our merry way.
Well, I'll at least go stand in the doorway and make sure nothing tries to break in and interfere with whatever you two got going on with your juleps and your pumpernickel and your cribbage. What are you, a bunch of old women?
But listen, I was close with my mother, okay? It brings back fond memories, Says, listen, all right, Mr. Nosferatu, my friend here, his name is Van Helsing. He's going to go, he has some family in town he's going to go visit. But I would be much obliged to stay with you this evening and yes, play some cribbage and if I could use your bath, that would be great.
I picture him like walking around the corner, like knitting a sweater. Just extremely awkward.
With his fingers, like no needles, just like
just with his fucking fingers. Child, I understand. I'm trying to be a gracious host. He can go upstairs and take a soak in one of my many bathtubs up there if he'd like. I'd even help him get undressed and start the water for him if that sounds like something he'd be interested in.
I'm gonna give guidance to Nosferatu. Can I roll persuasion for Nosferatu?
Sure.
All right. It's a 2. It's a 2, and then with guidance, it's a 1, so it's 3. So maybe Van Helsing's not feeling.
I appreciate your concern there, sir, but I will wait outside. I don't want to be rude or anything, but you're very off-putting with your fingers. What are you doing now with them?
He's like, it's like one of those like Chinese finger traps. Like, this was a gift from the Orient.
That's very dandy, but oh my God, why is it so long? Is that normal for the thing to be so long? Like, how are you? I'm gonna be quite frank with you. Are you a human being?
Van Helsing, we are guests in this house. I will not let you sit here and be rude to this. If this person wanted to kill us, they probably could have done it already, right? We're weak, we're tired, we have no food, you're going to fall asleep in literally 40 minutes. You always do it at the same time every night, Van Helsing. I can only see your eyes drooping.
I am getting a little sleepy, my boy.
Just go upstairs. Why don't you lay down? I think you maybe were just a little overwhelmed with my trip. Obviously, we ruffled some feathers with the Dracula and his, the whole general army of the dead thing. And, just go rest. I will deal with Mr. Nosferatu, and in the morning, we will figure out the plan.
Hey, child, if you're gonna go up and take a little nappy, how about a nice hot cocoa with some fresh whipped cream? Just put that around the rim there like that. Oh, just keep going around the rim there. Make sure that cream's nice and fresh for you. There you go.
Who's he offer that to? Van Helsing?
Yeah. A little nightcap, I like to call it. Thank you, but no thank you. That was an excessive rim job you gave on that cup. I think I will listen to my friend here, and I will just retire for the evening. Thank you, Nosferatu.
And then I'm gonna give like Bell or Van Helsing a look. So Belmont's gonna look at you and just kind of give the maybe give upstairs like a look, like kind of thing. Like, I'm enjoying my time here, but maybe just make sure it's all clear. Like, I still trust you a little bit. I'm communicating all of this through my eyes.
Mhm.
Do I read any of that?
Go for it.
It's a 6, or no, it's a 9. That's a 9.
Right, so from what you get, yeah, just go upstairs and have a good nap, man.
Thank you, Belmont, my boy. You might want to check your sinuses. Your eyes are very twitchy, and you're giving me some head nods. I'll retire for the evening. You have a good night there, friend.
Oh, I will. I think I will, Mr. Nosferatu. So I'm gonna sit down, like, when I have the julep, I'm gonna eat the fucking meal that he's conducting, and be like, just kind of make like some talk before cribbage, like, so, Mr. Nosferatu, how long have you been in this town of where the fuck ever? Are you thinking, or is that actually you're not sure? Like, do you just do that?
I actually got a little bit of a thing, doll. Like with my nose right now, I kind of make a whiny noise when I breathe out when I'm not talking.
Yes, is that from the plague?
Oh, there's a plague? That is news to me. Is that why everybody's hiding indoors, all sheepish like?
Yes. How did you not notice this? Do you even interact with your neighbors at all?
I have a very unique sleeping schedule. I only stay up at night because let's face it, a night owl is the best kind of owl and the only kind of owl. And I sleep pretty much all through the day, child.
I noticed you didn't eat any of your meal. Is there anything, wrong? Are you on a special diet of sorts?
I'm just a big fan of making food for friends, and to be honest, I'm deathly allergic to pumpernickel bread.
Oh,
That's
well,
why
for me, I guess.
That's why I'm gonna whip up this here sourdough now. Just needing more bread.
Just like on his lap in like the chair, in his living room.
Look, there's my kitten, Mr. Mittens. Come here, Mr. Mittens. Stroking his long nasty fingers.
It's like not his kitten. They got all.
Definitely just a big rat.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you say? I'm gonna roll like. Did any of that make me suspicious? The fact that he says he sleeps, like he stays up at night, and he didn't eat any of the meal. So
roll for it.
What is this roll? Doesn't matter. We're doing like whatever. And 8.
Yeah, a lot of the things like, you're a trained hunter.
Yeah, shit.
A lot of the things kind of line up with what you would assume a vampire would do.
Maybe he's right. Maybe. God, I'd hate to admit that Van Helsing was right about literally anything, but I'll go check on him. Mr. Nosferatu, I'm just gonna go upstairs and my friend. I always sometimes he sleeps on his back and he snores a lot. I'm just gonna roll him over so he doesn't wake us.
You just go on upstairs there, child, and there's actually some Jimmy Jams up in the top drawer of the chauffeur robe if you want to check that out.
Oh, yes, these clothes are literally tattered and stink. Frankly, I wouldn't mind trying the Jim Jams.
They are far beneath a man in your esteemed position. Yeah, just go on upstairs now and get on comfy. Oh.
Right, I'm gonna go upstairs. What do I like? Is Van Helsing?
Yeah.
Like he does. He is actually snoring on his.
It's not too hard to find him. So yeah, you get upstairs. There's not many rooms. One that you assume is the bathroom, and one that you assume is the bedroom. So Van Helsing coming in, or you hear him from the bedroom. So you go in. but all the lights are off. But it seems like he's raised off the floor, so he's probably like in the bed, but you can't really see him.
Okay. I want to lean over and like try to. I want to like wake him up, and I also want to like investigate the bed. Like, is it a nice bed or?
Give me a perception roll.
I already know where this is going, but it's a 2. Why am I rolling so bad today?
You're just not feeling it, child.
He says that from behind.
So yeah, you reach into bed and you find his shoulder and you like start shaking him to try to wake him up, but his snoring is just getting louder and louder.
This must be one hell of a comfy bed.
Roll perception again.
Yeah, that's what I would like to. 18.
All right. You notice real skinny shoulder. Doesn't feel like Van Helsing's shoulder.
Van Helsing, is that you, my boy?
It's me, your buddy Van Helsing. Why don't you just
God.
crawl on into this bed with me?
Good God. I'm sorry, Mr. Nosferatu, was it? I thought this was the guest room. I'm looking for Van Helsing.
Oh, you gave me quite a startle.
How did you get up here before me when I left before you?
I just went ahead and took the secret tunnels. Well, that's something I can give you a little show later. Here
No, please, I don't want to see your tunnels at all, thank you.
I'm picturing like his finger coming out of bed, like trying to graze your hand a little bit. Come on in the bed now, child. I don't bite hard.
Let me just go put those Jim Jams on. Are they happen to be in the same room as Van Helsing?
Yes, just down and around in the other way there.
Okay.
But I also have another set of Jim Jams here if you need any assistance.
Oh no, I think I'm very good. Very good, Mr. Nosferatu. I'll be right back. Don't change a thing.
Don't keep me waiting in here, child.
Alright, I'm gonna go into the next room, which I hope is the room Van Helsing is in. And I'd like to inspect. I'm gonna close the door. Like, I'll just going to put these Jim Jams on loudly and audibly, and I'll be like, Van Helsing, get the fuck up. You were right.
Belmont, my boy, I found this bed, but it had a lid on it, so I just nearly pushed it off a little bit, and it's rather quite comfortable. It feels like it only seats one, though. I can scoot you a little if you need.
I'm only going to say this once, Van Helsing. You were right. This fucking weird-ass Dracula knockoff is for sure a vampire. I don't get what's going on. I don't get the rat thing, but we need to get the fuck out of here. Also, I think he's into me. And I don't think he's going to let me leave.
Is it well lit in this room?
No, it's pretty dark.
Okay, I'm going to pull out a lighter that I got in my pocket and just light it on my face. And then I have like the I told you so face. Like,
Perception from both of you.
Nat 20.
13.
Okay, yeah, there's definitely a dead body in here too.
Van Helsing, did you just leave this body here the entire time, and you let me play cribbage with our host when there's a dead body upstairs in his guest bedroom? Or his bedroom, actually.
Honestly, my boy, I didn't use the lighter because I'm saving fuel for I told you so faces. And I just kind of rummaged my way in here and found this box and hopped in. I had no idea there was a dead body.
Go and inspect that body and see what it is.
I don't want to. It's all dead and yucky.
Fine, I'll do it. Inspect the body.
Yeah, give me a medical something or other.
Guidance.
It doesn't matter. Belmont is having such a bad day. Like, he's just off today, you know? He's usually very perceptive, very on top of stuff. And today he's just not.
Just not used to people being into him.
Yeah, he's
just totally flustered.
He hasn't been seduced in a long time, and it shows.
Yeah, so you like look at the body, it's just like, yeah, they're dead. That's about all you can get.
Okay. We need to get the fuck out of here. What if we like a weekend at Bernie's kind of thing? Like, we like put this guy in a chair and put him out and then climb out the window.
I'm following you 100%. Let's tie his legs to our legs and his arms to our arms, and we'll just walk downstairs and be like, we found our friend that was overboard, and we got to get him home. He's kind of drunk, you know? I love it.
Normally I'd say that's a terrible plan, but that's about all we got right now.